Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Gemini, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, so we've got wrong deck. We've got one of these. So we've got a random pull this week because we're in one of those weird sort of tween weeks. Also stay tuned for your December 2022 videos. For your key to the week, you have the Temperance card. Okay, so this is really, for a lot of you, getting into a state of alignment this week. It's also going to be a week where you find the balance point. So usually Gemini can flit to, from here to there to everywhere, and kind of, you're a bit of a universal solvent in a sense, which is fantastic. But this week, I kind of feel like you're going to find a way to bridge a gap. This isn't about analyzing data. It's not about pattern recognition. This is about you finding a genuine way to bring things, people, situations, maybe even energies into alignment with each other. And what is the transmuting factor? You are. All right, so this could be a really great week for you because it suggests that you are in some way, shape or form becoming an alchemist. I'm totally here for that. For your weeks, for your actions and options this week, you have the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so you've got this here in your actions and options, right? Which this basically says this week you're ready to invest in something, and you've got this with the Temperance card. For a lot of you, this could be a week where you're looking at property. Maybe some of you are looking at land. All manner of new or different kinds of investing opportunities may open up for you this week, or you may decide to go in a direction that allows you to invest in such things as hard or tangible assets. I would say with Jupiter moving into Taurus, a hard or tangible asset is definitely the way to go. That's going to be there until at least until 2024. Not to mention we've got other stuff going on as well, so you stick with it. All right. What I will also say to you as well, for a lot of you, this could be where you're taking stock of the amount of time, energy or effort you've put into something and asking yourself, either do I add more or do I take my foot off the pedal? So I think this is going to be a moment of real self-honesty for you. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Seven of Wands. So isn't that interesting, right? So the Seven of Wands is a card of challenge. It's a card of battle. It always suggests to me whenever I see this card and somebody is, going through an argument, a fight, a dispute or whatever it might be, the Seven of Wands always says you have the high ground. You've got this with the Temperance card, which basically means you are protected in all manner of fights, arguments, disputes, challenges or issues. That doesn't give you license to go round and start shit with people. The chances are that will bite you in the butt. When you have guardian angel energy, don't abuse it. All right, this is something that I try to get across to people all the time. Just because you have something looking out for you doesn't mean that you should go and be reckless. All right, now that being said, really interesting to my tarot geek brain, you got two sevens. Two sevens make 14. 14 is the number of the Temperance card, right? So you've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Earth, the Seven of Materials. You've got the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Fire, the Seven of Challenges, all right, or actions even. The way that so earlier what I was saying to you about alchemizing different energies, maybe different ideas or ideologies even that usually shouldn't mix, but finding a way to do so. There is a way through for a lot of you this week that is potentially quite narrow. Says Raph, like in my mind I'm picturing the frickin' walk to Mordor up the thing, right? The path is narrow, but there is a way through this week, and that's what I really want you to focus on. Two sevens represents news. So this is new information that's coming in that is going to see you either adapting or adjusting your plans in some way. Now, when it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, you might be going head to head with a professor, a lecturer, a teacher of some kind. Maybe you have a thought, maybe a thought process, maybe you have a belief of some kind, and it probably will be one that you are willing to fight for, one that you're willing to dig your feet in the ground and say, I'm not budging from here. This is actually a very good thing for Geminis, because like I said, usually you guys will just kind of sidestep, or air is a very clever element. It's very intelligent. It doesn't always meet things head on. If it needs to, it will just go around the problem. You don't have that luxury this week. And so it's kind of like you're planting your feet and saying, right, from here I go no further. One of my favorite sayings of all time is, give me one firm spot on which to stand and I shall move the earth. All right. Love it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, similar kind of vibe. So maybe you're finding a way to go up against a superior, but another way that this could show up for you is you may be caught or sucked into some kind of argument or challenge or issue that comes up in the workplace. This would be a really good week to sit back and let it all play out. Usually Gemini energy is like, oh, look at that, it's on fire. Like, what are you doing? Just adding a little bit of fire, fanning the flames a little. I jest, yes, I'm being astrologically stereotypical, but this week, don't get involved at all right? Like, if you are pulled into it, Seven of Wands, say your piece and let the information that you put forward or the statement that you put forward speak for itself. Don't embellish, don't add, don't go over the top. There's just no need. For those of you that are self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, any issues, challenges or disputes that you have come up, you are going to need to think about what this is going to cost you, all right? What is it going to cost? Am I willing to pay that price? It doesn't have to be financial. It could be time. It could be time. It could be effort. It could be energy. It could even be reputation, right? The Seven of Wands with the Temperance card, that is protection. So you've got some protection, but you have to ask yourself, is this worth it for me? When it comes to your, those of you that are retired and no longer working, it's a really good week actually for a lot of you to kind of think about doing a bit of a life clean, spring clean. It doesn't have to mean the literal home, although that might be a part of it, but there's something about this that suggests it's actually a process of elimination rather than anything else. For your love and relations, you've got the Princess of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. So for those of you that are single, you could potentially be starting a new relationship, but there's a lot of conversations that you need to have about money, finances and resources. If you're moving in with somebody, if you're choosing to go steady, like this would be, it's not the sexiest stuff, and it can be one of the issues that causes problems in relationships. But this week I would have the tough conversations about money, finances and resources with a significant other. For those of you that are single, especially if you're getting into something new, observe this person's patterns, and more importantly, what financial state are they in at this moment in time, and do the actions that they have, does this person have? Because you'll see all of this week. You will know very quickly if this person is like, you can look at them and say, okay, you know what? Yes, this person's broke at the moment, but actually, you know what? They get up, they go to work every day, they've got their side hustle, they are putting that work in to ensure their better future. Or you could be looking at someone and thinking, you're already kind of up shit creek without a paddle. That's what we say here in the UK. It's a colloquialism. You could be in that space and it's kind of like you sleep in till noon. You're not really looking for work. You're not interested in doing and it's not just about money. I totally get that. But that is a part of it. And when it comes to relationships, money is a big subject that ends up ripping relationships apart. So this week I would really observe the tangible stuff. Where is this person with their work, with their finances? What does that mean? And as well, remember, the more time you spend with somebody, the more inadvertently, it doesn't matter. I don't care how strong you think your mind is or your character or whatever. Who you hang around with absolutely colours the way that you behave. All right, so you got to ask yourself, am I willing to put this kind of investment into this kind of relationship to get those kinds of results? For your money and materials, you have the Devil card. So you've got the Page of Pentacles and the Devil, which suggests that money, finances and resources are going to be a big conversation for you this week. It also suggests as well that whatever is going on this week will go well into Capricorn season, potentially right into the beginning of the new year. So this is stuff to really pay attention to. Be mindful of what you're spending money on, especially because you've got this with the Seven of Wands. So you just want to make sure, like, am I fighting this because it's the right fight, or am I fighting it just so that I can win? There really is a difference, all right? When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Devil card, especially with the Temperance card, this could actually, in that regard, this could be a great week where you have some kind of, maybe not a breakthrough, but definitely a realization. You know, maybe you realize, like, wow, you know what, every time I eat this thing, it actually gives me a dodgy tummy. Or, you know, and then you look it up, it turns out you're lactose intolerant. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, this week you could have some kind of insight into a health problem, challenge or issue. And it's like, it's a really easy fix because you're figuring out what it is that's kind of in the way. And just as my watch goes, it's 11:11 at this moment in time. So for those of you watching this, make a wish. And then for your physical health, no, done that. For your home and environment, home could be a little stressful this week, I'm not going to lie, and I think this is because you yourself are all over the place. Give yourself some time, some breaks, some time out. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.